Hey guys, welcome back to Buster's Corner. See, microphone's working, desktop's working. We're doing Talladega Super Speedway. Who doesn't love a super speedway? And I've got with us, I got brother Bill Hogue, I got Jack Walls in here, I got Scott Wise in here, and the four of us are going to do some laps. Scott's going to show us some drafting techniques that might help us all out a little bit to survive these races. The live chat is open. I got the chat working again, finally. I got that in my top right hand screen, so those of you that are watching this live, probably Philip's probably watching from work because yeah, on his little cell phone there. So if you guys got any questions, you can pop them in there and I can ask the guys as we go. Hi guys, everybody say hi.
What's up?
Hello, ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
There you go. Jack Walls just became Jack Frost, didn't he, this weekend? Just kidding, Jack. All right, guys, let's load up your sets and let's see. I'm running the Busters R1.1. Scott, which one are you running?
I'm running the TWM 1.21.
1.21. Jack?
I'm running the 1.1.
All right. And Bill, what are you running?
1.1.
All right. Let's go pit party then.
Matching car and track data found
Oh,
in
you
Sim
guys are
Experience
already here
database.
waiting on me. All right.
Profile modified.
Scott's going to lead us off. Oh, no. Jack's leading. Scott's following. Bill and then me. And Scott, you got the floor. Tell us what you know.
All right, everybody. Biggest thing here is these cars really don't like bump drafting. They get really squirrely. So when we get up to speed, probably going to have, after we run some laps here, we're probably going to have to jump out of the car so you can kind of see where I'm running on Jack's bumper to get the most speed out of it.
All right, we can do that. When we get done, I can share my screen and we can all look at it together.
And
Let's
also,
go. Hit it, Jack.
as much as people like saying don't push the pusher, while in most cases you don't want to do that because you don't know how much you can trust the other guys. If you got a bunch of guys you can trust, you can actually get 5 guys stacked up bumper to bumper and really get going. But you really have to trust the guys you're running with to do that.
Yeah, that's always been the rule of thumb, is that the second car can push the lead car, but don't push the pusher. Because what happens is the pusher's lining himself up, getting ready to tap the guy in front of him, and the third guy taps him and just shoves him right into the leader.
I think we lost Bob.
I'm right here, I'm fine. Oh.
Then obviously you're going to want to try to stay as close to center as possible for the aerodynamic advantages.
Yeah, you guys are losing me here.
Back her down a little bit, Jack. Let Bob catch up.
I might have shifted too soon to fifth.
I'm still not in 5th yet, so yeah, I'm definitely going to have to play around with gearing a little bit.
All right, I'm good. Let's go. All right, we're in fifth. So on my screen, you guys, I got the tire saver up there and I got the brake saver up there. The brake saver's still in research and development, working on it, close to being released.
Hey, Bob, I'm at about 8,800 RPMs right now
Really?
in 4th gear.
Oh, let's go to fifth gear, Jack. We can all go a little faster. So, but that's good to know. So if you, that's the deal there where if you lose the pack, you can grab that fourth gear, and you, hopefully that's about where you want to be to catch the pack without burning anything up. Hopefully not overheating the motor trying to catch back up to the pack.
Yeah, I'm at 8,000 RPMs in fifth.
All right, same here.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 8,300 and fourth.
So it looks like that car's. Did you set that car up to run fourth, or was there a fifth gear in mind?
I'm wondering if this one is a slightly older one that I still had my Daytona gear in.
Aha.
Because for Daytona, when we get there in a couple of months, I actually have the gear set for as tall as it can get, because for whatever reason it works really well there. It just usually doesn't work anywhere else. So boys, there is such a, with these cars, the side draft works a little different than some of you may be accustomed to if you're used to running in the trucks or the bush cars, where the side draft speeds you up. In the next gen cars, the side draft will actually slow down the car that you're side drafting. However, to make use of this technique, you also have to trust the guy to your inside or outside, whichever case may be, to not lose the car and wind up washing up into you, because the air sucks these cars together real easy. So it's kind of one of them, you have to trust the guy, and there's a kind of a technique to it to use it effectively.
Yeah, the side draft will really kill you on these cars, and some of the things that I saw last time we were here, even Daytona, if you're up on the outside, you can pinch the guy down as close as you can on the inside, and like you said, it'll slow down the inside lane is one option. The other option is if you have a good pack that'll stick with you, like you say, it depends on your partners, right? If you have a pack that'll stick with you, you can run the high side of these tracks if you guys stay nose to tail. And the guy, what happens is car number two says, oh, I'm ahead of the inside lane, I'm going to dip down, and he screws the outside lane. If you hold the outside lane with, say, 3-4 cars, you can run the outside lane.
No, yeah, especially here, you can run the middle lane. The middle lane and the outside lane is actually the faster way around if you got the right group of guys.
There you go.
The caveat to that, though, is running those two lanes. If your car has a loose condition already, it will be exacerbated in those upper two lanes for whatever reason. I don't know, but it does.
Exacerbated. Yeah. You're right. And that was, I think, one of the issues we had here last time was guys running the high side. I think they were trying to oversteer. I don't know if it was loose condition or they didn't want to turn up there and they're putting more wheel into it. Trying to pinch the car down, and it broke the rear end loose.
Now, one thing I want to show you guys when we jump out of the cars here in a minute, and you'll be able to jump into my cockpit. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see my throttle responses or anything while I'm woo. Hello, Billy.
All right, that's good, guys. We can pull off now. We can pull off. Let's go look at the video.
But
I'll share
you
my
can see my throttle responses for how I was running Jack, and you'll also notice that I was on Jack's bumper even through the corner to keep the speed up, because I know there's a lot of people out there that like to back their car off to not touch the guy in front of them. While that is a good methodology to prevent wrecks, it also costs you a lot of speed in the lane.
Okay, I'm going to go to... I just shared my screen. And we're going to go back here and see what Scott was doing. Okay, let me go back to... I will start right about here. Are you guys looking at my screen? Are you on me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. I don't think we can see your throttle responses, but let's see what happens here. Let's roll this. No, we don't get to see throttle. But here's a good shot. I saw this earlier. The Buster's corner on his tailgate, on the back of his car. Watch when you get close. You'll see where that Buster sits on the windshield when you get close versus when you tap the back of the car.
Yeah, you're going to get the most aerodynamic gain when the Toyota just disappears.
Oh, the bottom.
Yep.
See the
That's when
Buster's right there at the dash line. I think was what I was shooting for. Right there. And it's right before you actually tap him. But you don't. I think, and maybe I'm wrong here, Scott. I don't think you need to push the guy. I think you're better off just to sit right there on his bumper.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause then you're making the most use of the little aerodynamic bubble that they introduced with the new draft model.
Right, and
Whereas
like
when you're physically pushing the other car, you're potentially upsetting the guy in front of you, getting his rear tires off the ground.
Exactly, and like you said earlier, when you make that tap, it really actually upsets both the cars. It turns him to the he goes shoots off to the right, and you shoot off to the left, and now you're not lined up no more.
See how close I'm pulling.
What's that?
Check my view out.
All right. Let's go to Bill's car. That's Bill. Okay, let's go back a little bit. What lap are we on? I want to make sure we got. Oh, we're on lap 9. Okay. Let's see what Bill sees. All right. So like Scott was saying, so the rear bumper's missing. You can't see the rear bumper. There's the tracker right there at the bottom of your dashboard. It's probably where you want to be.
So realistically, as the third car in most applications, you want to be right about the point where the rear bumper of the second car is gone, because that's when you're giving the most help to the two in front while not upsetting them and letting the second guy keep pushing the front guy.
Mm-hmm. Now here's something that's very interesting, and Bill, I think you agree with this. We saw this morning. When we were in Scott's car was dead solid, right behind Jack. You get in Bill's car, and Scott's all over the place, or right there. So he's dancing more than what it felt like it was in Scott's car. These cars really do dance around a lot. So I mean, it's easy to tell somebody, "Hey, hold your line." Well, Scott's got probably no air on the nose and no air on the tail of that car.
See, they're both washing up off the yellow line. I'm staying down on the yellow.
See, we need to realize that it's hard for iRacing to deliver this much computer information this fast. At the speeds we're going and the data that needs to be transferred from the server to each one of our computers and back up again is a lot of data. When I'm sitting in Scott's car right here, he looks like he's just fine in the corners. There looks like he washed up a little bit. But Scott's saying, "Hey, I'm doing good. I'm in line. I'm on the yellow line right here." The car feels good. I'm solid. But the guy behind us says, "Man, quit dancing around up there." So I really don't. I'm just saying this as we get into Talladega and we start yelling at guys to hold your line and you're washing up. The driver's not feeling it what you're seeing.
And that's been the case with any of these cars. It's very hard to actually keep a straight line, foot after foot, mile after mile, yard after yard, however you want to put it. That's because the air is constantly moving the car, and whether you're feeling it in the car or not.
Exactly. But I will say, and we have found on these big tracks, go into your wheel settings, you guys, and increase your dampening. That'll keep your car from bouncing around a lot. Oh, there was this guy got pushed. All right. Scott, do you want to try it again and change your gear to what we have? See if it makes a difference. Do you think it will or no?
It might.
Only if now's a good time
Oh
to
yeah, it's
try
still
it.
got the Daytona gear in it.
We knew that. That's why I said I can't run Scott's setup. This thing's a dog. Why don't you go ahead and flop your gear around? We're running the Jack's gear of the 3.515. And I'll lead this time. How's that? When you get that done, pit party, I'll lead.
Yeah, do you, then Jack, then me, so I can kind of get a little better of a show off for what the third place guy should be doing.
All right. Let me hold on. I want to stop this stream so it doesn't slow me down.
What was the order now? Where should I pull in?
Bob, then Jack, then me, then Bill.
Okay, I'm bringing up the rear. All right.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm at the end of the snake that gets whipped. Oh no.
I tell you, it's important, you guys, people watching. Make sure you practice this pit road coming back on. How fast can you get through there? And the other one too that needs to be practiced that I did last year. High speeds pitting. So you're coming down here at full bore, and you got to find your marks to pit under green. You know, when you get off the gas, when you get on the brakes, and that kind of stuff. See, now I can tell Jack is touching the back of my car only because it pops up on my screen that I've been rubbed. But he's not slamming me. He's not upsetting my car. He's just barely touching that bumper, so we're nose to tail, but he's not upsetting the car. I'm at 8,100 RPM. 82.
Inside. Clear.
So you almost say, well, I want to go to 85 on that RPM. And I think I could agree with that, but the downside is fourth gear. If you have to run by yourself in fourth gear, you have to shift up to fifth.
I think the 515 was about the gold spot, because I think you can still run fourth gear by yourself without having to shift.
Right. That's true. So, and maybe if we had a pack, maybe if we were in a pack, we had 5 guys, 10 guys lined up, it would even pull even more.
Yeah, if we were in a full group of 20 cars, we'd be hitting 201, 202 going into 3.
All right. So the gears, yeah. Don't mess with the gear. All right, one more lap. Uno lapo, as the guy says during qualifying. So as far as that dampening, you guys, if you guys have the, I'm running a direct drive wheel, I increased the dampening on mine, but I know the the Logitech wheels and those guys down there, you definitely got to increase the dampening to get the slop out of the wheel. All right, that's it. I'm off.
Got one outside. Clear.
Go down to All right, I'll share the screen again and we'll see what Scott did sitting back there in third.
A lot of compensating.
We'll see what she looked like back there. Let's go here. So the gear was better. You had the wrong gear that you were saying. How did it affect your car being in third versus second? Oh, look at the guy up front. The guy up front can't hold the line. What a meathead.
Well, RPM wise, it actually didn't change that much. But it seemed like it could pull up a little easier.
Yeah, I would think so. Right there, I see right there in the corner. And corner exit should be better. Like Jack was saying, you got more torque with that with that motor, I think, with that one. Or was it the other way around?
I found more torque.
With the 515?
Yes.
All right.
In my testing, the higher the gear I went, the more horsepower, but less torque it seemed.
Right. And that's just it. These are supposed to be designed, I think, when they want to be right around 85, right? On the super speedways. These cars supposedly didn't like to be, like above 87. But you'll see guys running 89s.
Yeah, and like what was mentioned earlier, with more cars in a bigger pack, we're going to be going faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're running 82, 8300 as a 4-car group, doing 195, 196. So you imagine we'll be right in that optimal range when we're at full 199, 200 mile an hour.
But you're definitely, it looks like it easily sucks right up to the back of Jack's car from where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back to here.
Small aside, viewers, I'm sorry I'm the only one on the track that doesn't actually have a Buster's Corner car, even though I have them on my windshield, but I'm weird like that.
What's up with that? Okay, so this is Jack. And like I said, Jack was doing really good. He was not upset at my car at all. He was just sitting right there on the back bumper. If I could have held a better line, we would have had a faster lap time, huh, Jack?
Yeah, you were drifting up a little bit out of the turns, getting on the high side of the lane, and I was afraid of spinning you, so I'd have to back off.
Right there,
Which
yeah.
is why me running in third, I was doing a lot of compensating, because that's one thing at the super speedways. You have to watch more than just the car in front of you. You have to be looking 3, 4, 5 cars ahead to see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
As much as people like to say the super speedways are child's play, it's much more of a mental game than people give it credit for.
Yeah, the only problem is it's the last lap. It just ruins your whole day. 70, 80 laps in, and some clown takes you out in the last lap. But that's the way NASCAR teaches us to do it. Right there, boom, take the guy out. Jack had me right there. If you can see my gas cap, you might as well just take the guy out.
Yeah, if I didn't like you, I would have taken you out.
I got Christmas on my car. You can't hurt me. Yeah. Yeah. That's just not me not focused, not concentrating. That's what that is. Oops. All right. Okay. So there's the cars. Let's go. Let me see here. I want to go back to here. And let's just talk about the subs now a little bit. Let me see here. Our video can't go past 30 minutes. A little bit. We're at 29 now, so I don't like these things getting long and boring. Oh, we do have chat. We got GITPLYR Nice. Hi, he says. All right. There you go. I want to pull up Scott's setup first and talk about it. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you are the 2022 R1-1. Okay.
No, that's not the one I was using.
No?
Nope.
No wonder why it sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Are you up here? 1.2.
That one right there.
That's okay.
That one.
All right, and this has the. Okay. So Scott, I'll let you take on when we get done here. Let's go ahead and change that gear over right there. Maybe throw some notes in here if you want to about who TWM is. Who is TWM? What does that mean?
That is the race team that I own, Torque Wrench Motorsports.
Torque Wrench Motorsports. Okay. All right, let's get some notes in there about you guys, and this is Buster's free to share type of a thing, made by Scott and TWM. Put your credits in there, buddy. Give yourself credit. And if you have a link to something that you want to put in there, put that in there as well. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's go look at your chassis. What do you got? This because I saw a couple things. First off, you don't have the bars attached in the front or the rear. Um, Let me see. 57.5 cross wedge, 50.8 there. So you run the stiff springs up front. I think almost everybody is, and the 29 and 46 in the back. Which so you're 100 off. Usually I think mine's 3,000 on the left. I was thinking I'd almost, that we coming out of that turn and the car wants to kind of drift up on corner exit. I bet you if we drop this right front by 50 pounds, it'll stop doing that because the more spring I have on my right front, the more the car will want to push out on exit. If we drop that and these V-tests at 25 or 50 pounds, I bet you we get a better exit out of these cars. Okay, so that's just something.
Well,
Let's see.
well, if you look at the low speed rebound, you'll also see that the right side comes up slower than the left side does to kind of help that out a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, because my right front shocks I pretty much have set to make everything go as slow as possible.
Okay.
Now my qualifying gear, I do have the compression set to drop really quick to get the car as low to the ground as possible, but that's not something you really want to do in race trim because you're going to be bouncing your car off the track.
Right. For me, low speed rebound on exit, if that's a high number, it's going to transfer weight to my left rear before this one transfers weight to the right rear. So for me, I see that as a tight condition, but without testing, I'm not going to say one of that. I found this interesting. The toe. So that's a lot of skewing you're doing in the back of this car, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it kind of helps the car on entry a little bit, sometimes a little too much, especially later in the run.
Okay.
But that's also most of the tracks that we run where we have the negative rake with the downforce in the back, there's a little bit more spring split on the back, so the car turns a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here with the car getting loose, while it's not as tight as it could be, the spring split's a little closer to kind of let the rears kind of catch all the way up to each other.
Okay.
You'll also see that my left side compression is also a little quicker than my right side compression.
Okay.
Which is probably actually something I'll play with a little bit as the week goes on.
All right.
But as far as the arm bars go, the car runs faster with the arm bars detached, which is also why I play with the suspension a little more to kind of compensate for everything moving independently instead of connected like the arm bars would be attached.
Right.
Now, when we go to Daytona in a couple of months, we discovered through a lot of trial and error that we need those arm bars attached. There's just no way around it.
Okay.
Same thing with Atlanta because they're tighter corners.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay.
So because the corners here are a little more wide and sweeping, we can get away with leaving the arm bars detached and letting everything operate independently.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the setup at all. It's always fun to say, why do you do that? And this way, other guys go, well, I saw Scott do that. I'm gonna try that, and that's what we do, right? Tires, 2932. I like the fact that you have a split right here. I don't think I have it on mine. The other setup, Jack's, I don't think it had the split right here. And for me, this is important to have this 3229. A lot of guys just go 3232. What happens is you see how these tires are the same, 40.8 and 40.5. So hopefully what we're doing is we're minimizing the growth difference here in the stagger. So I like that. All right. So just real quick here, that's that one. And give you guys a quick show of what's on mine. And like I said, both these setups are just fine. Different way of doing things. So here I got my bars attached and I got them maxed out. at a negative 98 in the front and a negative 98 in the back. Diff preload we know diff preload is irrelevant. So if you want one, it don't matter what you put this at. You got yours at 75, and I got mine at 0. But Tom has proved over and over again diff preload is not currently working. So I got my dart bars attached. Shocks, I got 3s and 10s. Same thing across the front, 46s. Oh, I got 18 over there. Oh, Jack's got the 3000. I thought I had a bigger number right here. Interesting. Cambers are both at 1.4 in the back. I'm running the toe in and the back both at plus. Everything here is at +1. My deal with the toe on this is I'm finding that plus toe in the back, toe in those, gives me. I was actually faster over at Kentucky with a plus on the back like that. I think it gives your car more straight line stability running in the draft. I don't think we're losing any speed from it. And you know what? I'm probably getting that rotation. You're getting the rotation out of your toe, and I've got it here in the 18 and 26s. All right. Tires, I'm a little bit higher than you. I'm 33.5 and 35. But see, my pressure comes at 40.5 and 40.8. So I probably should play with this one over here a little bit to try and get these two better. This probably needs to come up higher to a 57. We'll see.
Yeah, that was one thing I was looking at when you had mine up as well, because I remember a few years ago when I was putting these together, I used to have my right front tire pressure maxed out.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that, somebody doing that. I think I've seen, or I've actually tried running 60s at these. And I think I've seen other people, I forget who was it, somebody had these maxed out at 60s as well, and these were like at 45s on the left. So the theory thinking there is that I've got a bigger, rounder tire, and it's also a bigger spring at 60 versus 55.
Yeah, that was the theory back then, was stiffer right front corner, and so you could, by doing that, we were able to bring the ride height down a little bit because the tire helped hold it up.
Yeah. I did not run my telemetry, dang it. But just quickly, this is what I had before on the 1.1. Interesting thing here is by putting this in the straightaway, your steering right here needs to be as close to 0 as you can to prevent tire scrub, stuff like that. That's pretty close right there what I have. So for you folks at home, take a look at your straightaway and see how close you got steering wheel to 0. I don't want this screen though, I wanted this one right here. So what am I at here? Negative 0.04. I got 22 and 19, 36 and 31. That's pretty close right there. And you can move this a hair. There, that's even better. That's 0.01 off from each other. But that's what you're looking for, is a good flat square car in the corners. This is at a negative 0.05. Some could argue that could go 0.05 flatter. But that's pretty close. That's pretty close. We're not running the big negative rake like we used to. The other one that, and I'm still kind of working on this, Scott, is, let me go to the shock screen here. So this is the right rear, and what I'm looking for is we don't want the heavy reds and the heavy blues. And the right rear looks good. Left rear, that looks good. And see, originally I had my left sides all at once, and when I had the left sides all at once, you know, the theory I guess people that we were working with was keep the right side stiff and let it kind of work that idea. But then I was getting reds and blues in these right here, where the car was bottoming out. This one here almost has, look at this, is too green. All right, so this right front is probably too stiff. But then they're saying run it stiff for the aerodynamic package to you know, be stable. I'd probably loosen that right front up a little bit. Oh yeah, here's my shocks on the right front. They're all set for 10s. right front and right rear. I softened the right rear already. We didn't do the left, the right front. All right. Anything else in motec you want to look at, guys? No, just the right height. So I was looking for right here. We didn't go long enough to do a real tire check on our temps, so we're not going to worry about that really. All right. Okay. Anything else, guys?
So, pit stops. When you,
Okay.
if you happen to have green flag stops, and we usually have one a race if it goes long. Left side tires only, not right sides only. You will loosen the car up like crazy. Left sides only when you're getting the gas. And you can actually use that also under a yellow flag pit stop if the timing is right to help you gain a few positions.
Wait a minute, left side only? I thought you said
left sides only.
Yeah, I agree with that left side. We found out in our super speedway league that it's better.
Really? I did not know that.
Believe it or not, I've run enough of these races by doing that where my car has been sketchy at the tail end of the first run. I just take the two left sides and it's gold on the second run.
Okay. So under yellow flag, left sides only, or yellow flag, you're going to do all four?
Yellow flag, it's realistically your preference on whether you want to just kind of maintain your track position. You already know what your car is going to do with fresh tires, things like that. But if you do left sides only, you're going to speed your stop up, maybe gain 3 or 4 spots on pit road, improve your track position. So it's kind of your own personal preference under the yellow flag. But if you have to do a green flag stop, left sides only and fill it up.
Well, my next question, what are you going to do for fuel? Do you want low tank or do you want full tank?
I typically take just enough to get me to the end of the race plus an extra 1 or 2 laps.
Okay. All right.
Because the rear downforce isn't as critical here as it is elsewhere where you really want that weight in the back. So you need just enough to get to the end and give yourself a little bit of wiggle room for a green-white checker that'll likely pop up.
So there's your fuel window. Tires. So just click that one right there. Oh, there they go. I got elves for crew guys.
I've got the same team there.
Oh yeah, huh? You got the elves too, don't you? Oh yeah, I can see them in my window right here. Bill, you got the elves?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny.
I'm a slacker.
I also got the elf driving suit and helmet.
I saw that when we all came into the room. I saw Bill's got that one too. Yeah. Yeah. Too funny. All right, guys. Anything else that you think we should cover here? We looked at the setups. Go ahead.
I got one question for you. I guess this is for Bill. I see his picture here in Discord. Does he always wear that hat when he's racing?
Yeah, I do. My go-to hat. I got a couple of them around. I got a white one too. I should wear the white one.
You're looking good.
Too funny. All right, guys.
Well,
go ahead.
When I retired, I got rid of the baseball caps, and I had to get a retirement hat, so it looked more like a retirement hat.
Very nice.
All right, guys. That's it from here. Thanks for helping us out. We'll get this up on YouTube. So as always, you guys subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share it with your guys, and that kind of stuff. And if you want to donate to server time, there's a link down below. You can donate to the server time. Throw a buck in the kitty. We always appreciate it. Happy race day. We'll see you Sunday night at the practice race. Good night. Say goodbye, everybody.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Have a good week, guys. Merry Christmas.